Education Standard Board. We are very happy because they talk with us and share their experience. And Robert is our guest from Johannesburg, South Africa. Sarah comes from Philadelphia, USA. And Karen comes from Melbourne, Australia, where is our next work accounting company.
I still do have some client service role that I provide, but most of my time is focused on developing, learning and training content, organizing and leading live training conferences, and helping our audit professionals at BDO USA meet their continuing professional development requirements. And so that's where all of our auditors at BDO USA. So maybe like some of you, I entered university and I didn't know anything about accounting, and I really didn't think that I wanted to be an accountant. So I knew I wanted to go into business in general, so I enrolled in the business school. And through taking business classes, I was required to take an introductory financial accounting course. Once I started taking that course and getting into the materials, I realized that I really enjoyed learning about companies and how they work and how they make money and their processes. And so at that point, early in my tenure at my university was when I decided that I wanted to shift my concentration to accounting. So then after I made that shift, I started getting deeper into the curriculum and learning more and more about the opportunities that going into accounting could provide. I really did not realize, when I first signed up, that there were so many different paths that I could take or roads that I could go down. Myself, I decided to go down the auditing path. That seemed most aligned with what I really enjoyed about the classes that I took in accounting. So I started off my career as an auditor, and I still am an auditor 8 years later.
Today, actually, because of auditing and accounting, we're sitting in Mexico City and we're talking about our profession, and that for me was really what accounting was about. It was that benefit to also say I am not going to be working in just one industry or in just one company, but I can work in any industry. If I have a client that makes bananas, I'm going to work with a client that makes bananas. However, like Sarah said, the next day I'm in a company that makes cars, and therefore I get to be learning about different things, about different industries. And I remember when I was still working with PwC, I worked in one of my clients in Holland, and that was about really what this profession does. It opens up a lot of doors for us, so that is very important. But also very important is there's never a point in time when I'm seated alone and I'm stuck in any issue alone.
If I look at the Australian Business Council and combined with the Australian Chamber of Commerce, they have identified for business students, including accounting, 8 key generic employability skills. Now these are skills on top of technical expertise, because studying accounting, you're expected to have a certain level of technical competence by the time you finish your degree. So these generic employability skills are sitting on top of that technical competence. And the Business Council of Australia and the Australian Chamber of Commerce talk about communication, they talk about teamwork, they talk about problem solving, they talk about initiative and enterprise, they talk about planning and organising, they talk about self-management, learning and technology.
I was once told, somebody said, if you want to develop, go read the things you normally wouldn't read. So that is very, very important that when we get out of here, we should actually all be raising hands. I saw somebody at the back, those of us who are young didn't raise our hands when Karen asked the question as to who reads the business paper every day. But the questions you get to be asked at university, your lecturers don't just dream of those. It's because they're actually reading every day. Your lecturers make up the scenarios in your question papers based on what they see in the world. So that is very, very important that we actually start reading a lot. And if we have not started reading about business, let's start doing exactly that. Let's read a lot about business. Let's read a lot about the things we normally wouldn't be doing.
And one thing that I think is important to recognize that although I have all this information at my fingertips, sometimes it becomes overwhelming and information overload because there's just constant communication of changes. We live in a constantly changing world and business environment. So even though it's all out there, sometimes it's hard to take it all in. So I've had to make a point throughout my career of spending time, probably not daily isn't realistic, but at least weekly of going through and at least reading through those publications or, picking out the ones that are relevant to me, just to make sure that I'm on top of just those recent changes and just know what's going on in the world. Because even if something's not applicable to you at a certain period of time, it might be in the future, in a few months. If you're out starting your career and your schedule changes and you start working on a client in a different sector, there might be new accounting pronouncements that come out that become applicable to you. So just knowing, having the awareness that those might be out there and that you can always go back to them and dive deeper and learn more at a later point, just having that awareness is really important.